Okay, the next method would be single exponential smoothing. So what I'll do, I'll copy and paste the same values and formulas into a new sheet. I'll remove the forecast values. Okay, if you remember, this is the formula for single exponential smoothing. Forecast at a time period of t plus 1 is equal to alpha into actual value at time t plus 1 minus alpha into forecast value at time t, where alpha is a smoothing constant. So you would remember, we'll have to choose a value of alpha manually. So initially what we'll do, we'll set a value of alpha. I'll say alpha equal to 0.2. It has to be any value between 0 and 1. Okay, now to start with the forecast. Forecast for the initial period we'll assume to be same as the actual value. So this would be my forecast for the first time period. For the second time period, the forecast will be equal to alpha into yt plus 1 minus alpha into ft. This is my formula. I'll do just one thing to ensure this cell reference is constant. I'll just add a dollar sign here. It will be $L$1 1 minus $L $1. Yeah, I'll copy paste this formula for all time periods. We have done the prediction. Your MAPE comes out to be 49%, which is significantly better than what we saw in moving average. So is this the best value of my forecast? Probably not, because we have chosen a random value for alpha. Maybe by changing the value of alpha, we could achieve better forecast. So what I'll do, I'll change the value of alpha to 0.3. So I find that MAP is increasing, meaning your error is increasing. So your forecast has become poorer. Probably I'll try out a couple of values. So I keep on increasing alpha. I see that MAP is constantly increasing. So in that case, I should go for a value of alpha less than 0.2 probably. I'll select 0.1. Yeah, it is decreasing 48%. I select 0.05. It becomes 53% now. So there is some ideal value of alpha somewhere between 0.05 and 0.1 probably. We are not sure. So we cannot keep trying out all values one by one. So in place of that, what we'll do is we'll use a functionality provided by Excel called solver. So you go to data tab, you should find a solver add-in here if you have already installed. If you are not aware, if you have not already installed, what you do is go to file, choose options, choose add-ins. In manage, you give manage Excel add-ins and say go. It will give you a list of add-ins. You click on solver add-in and say OK. Probably while you are in this process, you click on analysis toolpack also and give OK. This will be used for regression. So you select these two and click OK. Once you come back, you should find that you have this solver dialog box. So now what you do, you click on solver. It is asking me to set objective. So my objective would be to minimize the MAPE. So I'll choose the MAPE value here, this one, and I select minimum here. By changing what cells? By changing my value of alpha. So this is what you set up in the solver. What do you want to minimize or maximize? By changing what cells? And subject to the constraint. We have only one constraint, that alpha should be between 0 and 1. So I'll say add. Value of L should be less than or equal to 1. Add one more. Value of alpha should be greater than or equal to 0. I'll say OK. Okay, so these are my two constraints. So I just select solve here. Solver has converged to current solution. All constraints are satisfied. So what we do, we'll keep the solver solution and see how it looks. I'll say OK. Okay, so you can see this is the best value of alpha. 0.166395 provides the least MAPE. So this is the best possible outcome on using single exponential smoothing method. Okay, as before, what we'll do is we'll plot the graph of value and forecast. You see a curve here, which is more smoother than the one you saw in moving average. Okay, looking at the curve, you can deduce that there is an increasing trend in the value. And similar to moving average, the forecast here also lags behind the actuals. Okay, you would remember that single exponential smoothing is also not suitable when there is a trend and seasonality present in the data. And using this method also, you shall be able to forecast for one time period ahead only. That is, in this case, I can forecast for the 13th time period only. Only when I have the actuals for the 13th time period, I can forecast for the 14th time period.